Good morning, Turfs Up Radio. Wayne Voles, Profits Unlimited, coming to you live from Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, indeedy. Holy shnikes. It is hump day. It is April Fool's Day. I hope you're having a great day so far. Hope nobody's pulled any jokes off on you. I got to talk about a guy that we're doing some subcontracting work that's pulling an April Fool's joke on us. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, maybe he's not. No, realistically, he's not. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But hey, man, we got a great show planned today. But before we get too far in it, I want to wish Tabitha a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Tabitha. She was telling me that growing up, she used to get a lot of jokes about her birthday. And it's really not your birthday. Everybody thought she was joking about it being her birthday. So if you have an April Fool's birthday, I would just be curious to know if, you had that kind of joking going on, like, oh man, is it really your birthday kind of thing? So, but anyway, happy birthday, Tab. Hope you enjoy your great day today. And she actually wore some different uniform to work today on their birthday. They can wear different things. So she got out of uniform today out of her, I think they call them scrubs. Uh, yeah. So anyway, so she's got in some other clothes today for her birthday treat from where she works. So, anyways, hey, happy birthday to anybody that's got a birthday, especially Tab today. And appreciate you guys listening. We got a great show planned. Like I said, looking forward to a good opportunity today. We're going to have Brett on with us from BAM Weather. Give us a little bit of info on weather for the week and what it's looking like, and we can all try to figure out what in the world's going on with the weather, see what we can get done and how that's going along. So I'm looking forward to talking with Brett today. So and unless something weird comes up, then they can't hop on. But yeah, we're looking real forward to that. But hope your week's going okay. We got a good start. Had a little bit of shower this morning. Nothing to even slow us down any at all today. But hopefully we can find out from Brett if it looks like we got a good rest of the day. So, anyways, and absolutely like to wish a very special happy birthday, Eleanor, friend of Craig's. So there's another April 1st birthday. So happy birthday. Happy birthday. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys texting me. Let me know you're tuned in this morning. Let's see, Craig, what do we got? Craig says, I got a good, fun, quick story for you. Had a client that canceled on him the other day, 2 service visits, not because we did anything wrong. She just agreed to the wrong contract. Imagine that. We'll hold on to that for a little bit, Craig. We're going to actually have that conversation here in a little bit about things. So, yeah, it's that time of the season. We actually were talking about that a little bit the other day on the show here about how you find out some of those cancellations. So man, we're going to have a great day today. It sounds like we got a ton of good stuff to go down the pike today. But before we get into all that, big shout out to our morning team, the Turf Nerds, Eric Jones and Daniel with the pump station, getting us all fired up and ready to go here on this Wednesday, April 1st. Hopefully nobody's playing any tricks on you. And hopefully your week's going really well too. So I know ours is going really well. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you sending that, buddy. Looks good. Yes, indeedy. So Mike just sent me a picture of his logo that he has on his trailer. Looks really good, really good. And I'm going to make a note, Mike. We're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later, too. I don't want to get into talking about it and then have my buddy Brett call in. So we'll talk about that as well here in a little bit. So, man, we got a ton of good content to talk about today. We had a good Zoom meeting last night in the Profit Circle. You guys that were out working and humping it hard, I appreciate you guys doing that and making those profit dollars first, because Daniel's already got the link to it up. It's on our in the profit circle, so you can hop in there. We had a great conversation last night about everything that we talked about this month, like we always cover first, and then we just go down the road of talking about some what's going on in your business and your life and different parts of the country. What it's looking like, and everybody off to a good start. So I think most contractors are off to a good start, and if you're not running, you're jogging pretty good, at this point. So phones are ringing, phones are dinging, and golly, we're going to talk about that too. Man, we have just got so much good stuff to talk about today. It's crazy. So, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what Brett's got to say on the weather that's coming our way. We've been pretty lucky this week, Mother Nature wise. We hadn't had to reach out to BAM yesterday. I watched a video that Matt Griffin, another one of the meteorologists there with BAM, sent us, about today and, the next couple days and weather and what they expect to have happen. And looks like we're in a decent little window opportunity now that, yeah. So we'll keep that up and rocking and rolling too. We're doing a little bit of everything today, getting those weeds sprayed today, getting some landscaping work done today. Actually, several landscape projects are underway today, or that's our goal and our plan, and trying to make as many people as we can feel really good about their Easter and family that's coming over. It's like, oh man, cool. We're glad you're able to get that squared away and get that done for us. So that's what our plan is. A little bit of mowing today. And we got most of our mowing done Monday, Tuesday. And here we are on hump day, trying to see what else we can do to make our customers happy. Answering the phone calls. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. I mean, oh my God, already this morning, the calls we've had, I think Kyle just took one that made four already. People calling in on, getting one-time cuts and, can you help me out a little bit? And absolutely, we try to help some people out, but I had a gentleman this morning that I don't, man, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Is what I don't want to do. But hey, we'll go that route. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So I'm gonna hang on to that note. But I do want to thank everybody that's on here with us today. Already texting. So I know you guys are out humping it and probably in and out of jobs, and so I'm sure we're going to have some really good interaction today on some of the topics we're going to talk about. I've got to tell you guys a quick story on something that happened to me. Or no, speaking of that, there's BAM weather. Oh Lordy. Let's see. Here we go. Let's answer that. Let's get Brett going here. Make sure we got him on the roadcaster. Brett, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Wayne. How are you?
Oh man, I'm a lot better now that I know you made it and you didn't get hung up dealing with a storm somewhere. You know.
Yeah, it's pretty busy the past couple of days, but not too bad. At least severe storm wise this morning. Yeah. So,
Good deal. Well, hey, I was hoping you'd make it. I mean, that's kind of selfish. I mean, not hoping there's no bad weather. I'm just hoping you'd make it on my show. But no, I saw a video of a tornado yesterday up around Fort Wayne. Was that fact or fiction? Y'all didn't put it out. I just saw it. I guess somebody had a picture of it. Did they have any tornadic activity up there yesterday, northern Indiana?
there were a couple of tornado warnings up there for sure yesterday.
Was it?
Let me see
Okay.
if there was any reports. I'm not seeing any official reports yet. That doesn't mean that that there wasn't one, that they haven't gone out and surveyed it yet.
Yes.
But there were a couple of tornado warnings up there. I do see a large hail report in Fort Wayne and a 61 mile per hour wind gust report.
I
So
got you.
definitely some severe storms up there in northern Indiana, northern Ohio yesterday.
So what's it looking like? I'll let you talk for a minute. Go ahead.
Man,
Regionally.
Yeah, it is. It is going to be busy the next several days. Today we've got kind of heavy rain set up across the I-70 corridor in Illinois, Indiana, and into Ohio, along and north, and then in your neck of the woods, down in southern Indiana and southern Ohio and southern Illinois, northern Kentucky, this afternoon and evening, kind of along the Ohio River, we're going to need to watch for new storm development, pop-up storm development. I think can pose a risk of locally heavy rain if you get under one of the heavier storms and gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour, a stronger severe storm. I don't see a big tornado risk out of this. In my opinion, that's very, very low end, but a couple of stronger storms definitely to keep an eye on as we get into the afternoon and the evening hours. And then I'm concerned, Wayne, tomorrow about northern Illinois and northwestern Indiana, including the Chicago metro area for a bigger severe weather risk. I think there could be some supercells tomorrow evening, central northern Illinois, northwest Indiana, and a couple of tornadoes up there.
Oh, so it's the severe part of it is going to be worse tomorrow potentially. So
Yeah, I think so. I think that today's risk is lower end. It's there, it's not zero, but my attention and my eyes are really peeled to tomorrow afternoon and evening up towards Chicago, Peoria, and Gary, Indiana.
so certainly our listeners in that direction take heed from a reliable source on this. If I mean, it's crazy the good information that people can get from you guys right away like that, or in advance, not right away, but
Sure.
in advance. Of because I know we plan quite a bit of stuff ahead of what you guys say is going to happen, and it really helps us do a lot of our scheduling. So guys
Yeah,
really need to
absolutely.
understand. Is it so? You guys got rain up in up toward the Indianapolis corridor now, or I didn't even look at the radar when I saw we were good to go, and y'all said we were good to go. Man, I hadn't even looked. You know.
Yeah, it's almost here. It's slowly creeping its way to the south. Right now, it's mainly just to our north, kind of up towards Fort Wayne and Kokomo and into Bloomington, Illinois. But it will slowly kind of seep down to the south as we work further into the day today, out ahead of those stronger storms that can develop in southern Indiana this afternoon.
I got you. All right. So, in our part of the country, since I got you on here, man, I mean,
Sure.
you think we're good to 3 o'clock or so, or should we? When should we stop spraying lawns? Is my real question.
Yeah,
I
I'm
need about an
starting.
hour or so before it rains.
I think you've got definitely the next couple of hours. I would say we're going to start to see some activity. I'm already seeing it bubble up in southern Indiana, just to your north, over the next couple of hours.
All right.
For you, I would say that anytime after noon, especially, we'll need to start watching for isolated pop-ups.
All right.
But your biggest risk time frame, in my opinion, is kind of 3 to 9 p.m. That's when storms can get a little more widespread. That's when you can deal with a couple of stronger storms, in my opinion. So after 3 p.m., it's going to be a lot more difficult. But anytime this afternoon, some pop-ups will be
I
possible.
got you. And yeah, Fred, one of our listeners here, he's up in that Indianapolis area. He said it's just enough to mess up their lawn care applications right
Yeah,
now.
it's not much, just enough to kind of tick you off, right?
Yeah, that's what he just said. Yeah. So, and that is a little frustrating. It really is when you just, gosh, it's because everybody's got weeds right now. It's
Mhm.
and,
Yeah.
and trying to work around the wind, which I mean that can be. Why do we always tend to have so much wind in the spring of the year, in the fall? Is it just
Yeah.
because of the transition? What from a meteorology standpoint makes that happen?
Sure. Yeah, that's a fantastic question. It's about the temperature gradient for sure. So the transition that we're seeing, we still have cold air to the north. There's snow up in the northern plains and ice up in Wisconsin and Michigan over the next couple of days. And then, it's 80s, not too far from there, only a state or two further down to the south. And so that temperature gradient is ultimately what drives stronger low pressure systems this time of the year, and that drives much stronger wind gusts.
The
And
one.
I will tell you, I was looking yesterday. If you look at non-thunderstorm wind gusts reports this year so far, we've been much above normal. It's been a much windier than normal start to the year, even though it is typically a little bit windier this time of year anyway.
Now, is that specific to say the east half of the country, or is that just in the United States in general?
It's really been especially the northern half of the country. We've
Okay,
seen a lot of these low pressure systems kind of move through from Canada, bringing in a lot of wind gusts, and it's really been the northern half of the country, and that's related to the La Nina that we have had this past winter. That's starting to slow down, so we should slowly start to kind of get rid of these wind gusts later this spring, but that's directly related to the La Nina that we were in this past winter.
I got you. Well, what about severe weather Thursday for this region?
Yeah, so for your area, I would say the risk is rather low end on Thursday. Activity looks to be a little bit more of a scattered pop up in nature. I think that bigger risk on Thursday is Illinois, northern Indiana, southern Michigan for some supercells and a couple of tornadoes. To me, again, it's the biggest severe risk of the week is Thursday, tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow evening. We will need to watch a risk in Iowa and northern Missouri on Friday as well. And I would watch out around here locally along the Ohio River and even up towards Indianapolis on Friday afternoon for some pop-ups and a couple of strong to severe storms.
Okay.
So I don't think it's a tornado risk right now.
So most of that they're the severe weather they're having up in say northern Illinois, like you're talking about, that's going to
Mhm.
be moving more east than it is southeast. So
Yeah, correct.
how's like Columbus, Ohio, and Pennsylvania? What's
Yeah,
that looking like for our guys over that way listening to us? New York.
scattered nature. Yeah, I'd
Okay.
say low end risk in Ohio and Pennsylvania. A couple of stronger storms. To me, that's not where the severe weather risk is going to be the big story tomorrow and into Friday.
All right. Well, and here's the pressure question. Okay. How
I
about
love it.
Easter egg hunts on
You,
Sunday?
you know what? It's not going to be super warm. The cold front moves through on Saturday, so Easter is not going to be a super warm day. But you're looking at 50s, upper 50s for most locations, and the rain will have worked out. And so it should be a dry Easter, chilly perhaps, but all things considered, it should be decent for Easter egg hunts. Probably even get some sunshine to come out in the afternoon.
Well, good deal. Good deal. You got an Easter egg hunt planned with your family?
We went last Sunday to a local park and did a little Easter egg hunt with our daughter, which was really just pure chaos for 1 and 2 year olds. But
Absolutely.
we may hide a couple eggs around the yard. My nephew, he's 5, so he's going to come over too, and we'll do a little Easter egg hunt and some Easter egg dyeing.
That's always fun. I know my sister used to be the Easter egg hider, in our family,
Yeah,
for the grandkids. Well, it were her nieces and nephews actually at that point. And God, they'd love it. And she'd put a nickel or a dime or a quarter in the Easter eggs, and man, that was the big deal. So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
they look more forward to finding eggs with change in them than they did their Easter baskets at some point.
I love it. I love
Oh
it.
my God. But anyways, all right. Well, I won't keep you, man. I know you guys are busy and I appreciate you taking a few minutes to hop on my show with me. Anything else we need to know?
I would keep an eye out. I'd say probably especially north of where you're at, Wayne, but even into central Indiana, I want to keep an eye out early next week for
Early?
some frost and freeze risk Thursday, or excuse me, Monday and Tuesday morning.
No
Um,
way. Really?
yeah, I think you're okay where you're at. I think that you stay just warm enough. It looks 36 kind of in Louisville,
All
so it'll
right.
be close on Wednesday morning. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday could be some temperatures, northern Ohio Valley, Midwest, Great Lakes, getting down into the mid to low 30s.
Well, I was going to say that's crazy, but it's really not. I think our frost freeze like May 10th or something here. But, you
Yeah,
know,
you can get it into late April and early May, but it is crazy to think about when it's been so
it's
warm.
been so warm. It's funny you mentioned that. Is it my imagination? And sorry, another question, man.
Oh, you're good.
Is it my imagination or does it seem like it has gotten warmer a little faster? I mean, I know we get reset when these lows come through, but it just seems like it's been warmer more earlier this year.
It it definitely has. It's been one of the warmest for the U.S. as a whole, one of the warmest Marches on record.
Oh,
I
for the
think,
whole U.S.
yeah, for the whole U.S. There have been a lot of really high record-breaking temperatures out in the plains. this month. The Midwest, Iowa, and up into Minnesota and Wisconsin, Illinois, they've seen some crazy swings in temperatures. In fact, Indy, and I think Louisville may have too, broke the all-time warmest March high temperature this year.
Yeah,
Um,
I
and, and
think we
so
did. I think we did.
it's been a very warm start. There's no doubt about it. We've been, not consistently warm. We've had cold shots of air. It was pretty chilly this past weekend on Saturday. So it's been volatile. I think that's kind of the word of the month of March, and probably continues to an extent in April as well, even more so than normal.
Got a special request somebody just sent in. If
Sure.
I don't know if you can look it up that quick. I know you're pretty handy on that computer. Navarre Beach, Florida. Navarre Beach. They're headed that way. Navarre Beach, Florida. What's that looking like this weekend and early Monday, Tuesday, and next week? They're going down for 5 days.
All right, that looks like that is west of Destin.
So,
So
damn,
let's
that was
see
pretty
here.
quick there, Brett. You already dialing in.
we we get we get questions like this all the time, so I have to be quick. Um,
I didn't
you know,
know meteorologists had to have a good keyboarding class in college as well, man.
I think that by the time I was in college, just because nowadays kids have computers for school and high school and stuff,
Right.
I think you just learn. I think I had a keyboard class in middle school. I
Really?
got pretty fast. So yeah, sixth grade, I believe.
I'm telling my age a little bit, but you're 100% right on that because my first keyboarding class was college.
But
Yeah.
just glancing here, I don't see anything major this upcoming weekend. There is a front that will work through. That front that moves through here on Saturday will move through on Sunday afternoon. So may deal with some rain and storms Sunday afternoon, and then your kind of typical afternoon pop-up storms that you get in Florida on Friday and Saturday. But in terms of major risk, I would say pretty good this weekend outside of maybe early Sunday afternoon. If they're still there on Monday, we'll need to watch for a wave of some more widespread rain throughout the day and in the afternoon, especially on Monday.
Yeah, I think he's there till Tuesday from what he was saying
So,
on his text. So, all
yeah,
right. Well, good.
Saturday would be the best day.
There you go, Mike. There's your personalized weather forecast. And if it's wrong, you know where to find him. No.
Yep. Find me next time we're on.
Yeah, next time we're on. Hey, Brett, thanks a lot, man. I wish you and your family a very happy Easter. And as always, Mike said he appreciates it. So
Yep. Of
appreciate that.
course, happy Easter to you all as well.
Thanks a lot, my friend. And as always, we appreciate the heck out of BAM Weather. You guys, if you don't have a weather source that you want to trust, certainly reach out to them at bamwx.com and get them there, right, Brett?
Yeah, absolutely. BAMWX.com.
And
And I think, we were working with you too on a couple of things. Do you have any more details on that you want to share?
oh,
The
yeah. Gosh, yes, I will, man. Matter of fact, let's see.
I just thought about that before we go,
Yeah.
because I know you were working with Matt, I believe.
Yeah, I was working with Matt on that, and it's gosh, do you have it in front of you? Because I don't have it on my sheet here, but I mean we've got it going out on everything we send out.
Yeah, let me
Let's
see if
see.
I can find it.
Yeah, we got a very Bam. They're very kind and willing to give all of our Turfs Up Radio listeners a pretty nice discount. I think it was. I don't want to give it wrong, so I'll wait till you find it. Daniel, maybe you can find it real quick. Do you have it on our?
Yeah, let me see. I'm looking real quick. I'm sorry, I just thought about it and I was like, oh, we need to mention that for
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I'll be better prepared next time. But absolutely.
Yeah, we'll
But
we'll get it next time. I don't have it in front of me. I was looking, Wayne. I guess I'm not as fast as you thought I was, but
hang on. I want to say I think it was Wayne 20, all caps.
yes,
Yes.
you're right. Wayne
But
20.
so if you guys would like to check them out, check BAM out, bamwx.com. Use Wayne 20, all caps, and you get a nice little discount for just trying them out and let them know you heard them here on Turfs Up Radio. You know, That's what
Yep,
it's all about.
absolutely.
So, all right, Brett. Well, hey, have a good day. Tell Matt, Michael, and your all's whole team. We said Happy Easter, and we appreciate all the work y'all do for us down here.
Yep. Thank you all, Wayne, and happy Easter to everyone.
All right, Brett. We'll see you. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
We talk about partnerships all the time, Daniel, on here, and how you can work with, different contractors to make everybody's business better.
Yeah.
And Scott has certainly been a good addition for us. He brings to the table a lot of things outside the lawn and landscape side that our customers call us for, and we had to just say, well, no, we can't do that.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Now it's kind of, he doesn't do stuff we do. We do. Wait, yeah.
yeah, that was right.
So we both,
That was right.
benefit from the
The,
relationship. And,
mm-hmm.
I think the conversation kind of like the contract or the realtor that we were going back to, the other day is not the exact same as this, but it's kind of like figure out which, what relationships are going to work, which ones are beneficial for you, which ones aren't beneficial for you, which ones are causing more issues, or slow payers, or like there's a lot of opportunity out there is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ideas that may come to your head of like, oh, it would be a good idea to work with somebody like this. And sometimes it is a good idea and sometimes it's not a good idea. But
it's certainly got to be somebody that you can trust to do the job right, even though it's
Right.
not something you're doing. Because somebody calls us and wants a fence put up, let's say, and you don't want to send somebody out there that's going to contract the job and then do a half-assed job.
Right.
And then we get the phone call back of why'd you refer them?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to your point, that's you got to be careful with that end of it too. So and know that you can trust the people that you are working with. That's the other side of it too. So I got a question for you, Daniel.
Okay.
What do you think about somebody that we're currently working with, and we're not going to throw any names out there, but a sub that we're working with, and actually helping them out. At what point does professional courtesy come into play with somebody that you're working for? And what I mean by that, and I want y'all's opinion on this too. So, you guys listening, text me, because I know we got a lot of experience out there listening to us, and I want your opinion too. I think professional courtesy is deserved on both ends of a professional relationship. In other words, and what I mean by that is, number one is, let's look at it two different perspectives. One is, I'm doing a job, and this is when you're working with somebody that's full service like you are, for an example, okay? And one of your customers reaches out to them, or one of their customers reach out to you. I just want you guys to know that the professional thing to do and the right thing to do is to inform the person that you're working for that you've got a client that's not happy that's reached out to me. That's the right thing to do, in my opinion. Not say, "Oh my God," and hide it, because we do a lot of subcontract work for people. Okay, spraying work, for an example. Okay, and what, we got 3 or 4 different companies we spray for. All right, and when I engage with them, or we engage with them, Kyle or whoever sets up that relationship, one thing we tell them right off the bat is, we're not going to go behind you to your customers and sell them anything that you provide service wise. So why would they not extend that same courtesy? What I don't want to blame it on age, but
Well, I think part of it is confidence.
it's confidence, is it experience?
Experience. Well, they kind of, and in some senses go hand in hand. But I think it's the confidence of someone not knowing what to do in a situation that leads to a bad look a lot of times.
Yeah. And I think that's what I want my message to be here today on Turfs Up Radio is, if you've got somebody, even if you're not working with them, but you know them well. Okay. Now, I'm not going to call a competitor every time somebody says, hey, I want to get an estimate. But if it's somebody that, I'm relatively friends with, friends is probably not a good word, but a professional relationship with. I know them well. They've been in business a while. I'll reach out to that person and say, hey, such and such reached out to us. I just wanted to let you know. Maybe it's something that, you could call, and save that account, Mike says probably just doesn't know how to say no. And we'll hang on to that answer too, because I mean that could be it. Or even if you don't want to say no, I don't have a problem with them pricing the job necessarily, but at least reach out to me professionally and say, "Hey Wayne, by the way, such and such reached out to us, and I just want to let you know we were going to bid on the property." Just because what's going to happen is they're going to be in business and we're going to be in business long after that customer is spending money with either one of us. And I do believe that 100%.
I mean, that's the goal.
That's the goal. Customers are temporary stops. So it's not like you're not going to find out, or, the person that you're working with is not going to find out, eventually. So let's get past 9 years old and stop hiding it. And just say, hey, man, this happened. I just wanted to make you aware. It wasn't solicited on our end. And I think you will be much better for it, and you'll be perceived much as a bigger professional for it. I really do. I believe 100% that would be the case. And so I've got some people that I know very well that I wouldn't, to Mike's point, knowing how to say no. If somebody would call the Chris Kelty service, and for an example, and there's others, but I'd just tell them, no, we're not interested in bidding on it. But then I'd let Chris know, that, hey man, such and such is calling them around and getting some estimates. So I think to Mike's point, sometimes you got to know when no is the right answer, that you know you're going to pass on the opportunity. But if it is an opportunity that you're going to take, at least learn that the professional courtesy side of that says, hey, let that person know. Let that person know. Because, again, it goes back to customers being temporary stops. So it's my 2 cents worth. You want to add anything to that, Daniel?
I guess I'm not fully aware of the situation, so I can't speak on it.
Well, it's really a scenario more than it is a real life situation. Okay, but in other words,
well, that's what I mean. I'm not fully aware of the real life situation of this.
Other than the real life situation of it would be, hey, we've got a full service account.
No, I'm talking about this specific situation.
Oh, okay.
I'm not fully aware of this specific situation. Like, I don't know if this person, did they start getting calls from their customers that they're going to cancel because the price was too high, or because whatever, or I'm not sure where this all started.
Yeah.
So it's hard, if you don't know the root of something, it's hard to figure out
the solution.
Yeah.
But my hope, here's the point, and that's a really good point. It really is. And that's a fair point. Just in general, for discussion here on Turfs Up Radio, here's a situation. I'm going to create a scenario. Let's say I'm in Mike Murphy's market. Okay. And Mike and I are, hey, he does some things for us. I do some things for him. And I've got a customer that I'm taking care of for him, reaches out and says, hey, why don't you just go ahead and, since you're the guy doing this work anyway, why don't we eliminate
the middleman, if you will, what's the scenario? What would you do in that situation as a contractor?
Right. In that situation, the best thing to do would be to honor your professional agreement with the person that you set that up with.
Now, if somebody's getting bids anyway, I understand that 100%. I do. I understand 100% on that. But I just know that it should be brought up. It should be brought up. And Fred, I'd really be interested in your opinion, being a larger service too. If you guys, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, if you're still tuned in with us, do you extend that professional courtesy to people that you know? And if you don't, that's okay. Or, that and know well, and consider them somebody that is a not necessarily a partner with you in doing work, but I know you understand what I'm trying to say. And I think all you guys understand what I'm trying to say. There's, our phone's ringing right now. If that's just a generic call, it's a generic call. We bid the job. But if they say, we always find out who's providing service for you, because we want to know if who we're up against. What are we being compared to? Are we being compared to a legitimate service, or are we being compared to, just somebody that's out mowing 50 lawns a week or 100 lawns a week? It's we want to know. We don't care who it is necessarily, but we want to know, hey, are you making a total brand change or a total demographic change from a smaller service to a little bigger service, or do you want the biggest in the country service? What are you looking for? Or are you going from biggest down to smaller because you feel like you may get a little better personal treatment? So that's why we ask that question with people, hey, who's taking care of it for you? And the way we ask it is, are you taking care of it yourself, or you got somebody else doing it? It was like last night, I had a guy reach out to me, and gentleman in Mount Washington, which that doesn't mean anything to anybody listening to us. It's just an area that we service a little south of here. And he said, we asked, first of all, how he heard about us. And he says, well, the BBB. And I'm like, gosh, afterwards, I told everybody, we kind of joked about it. And we said, well, there's one of 5 that we get a year that, went to the BBB and not just Google for reviews, right? And so I got his proposal together, sent it to him, and last evening I got an email back from him, said, well, hey, Wayne, I appreciate you getting back so fast. I'm still waiting on another estimate, and I said, that's fine, no problem. Let us know if we can help you. And, I said, but be sure whoever you hire, this was a residential account looking for a couple things. I said, just be sure whoever you hire to get a certificate of insurance. And the guy emailed me back about 40 minutes later, and he said, I appreciate you saying that. I didn't even think of that side of it. And I said, yeah, there's a lot more to it than just the price, And so I don't know. We'll see if we get it. We might get it. We might not get it. But what did I do? I tried to help him. I tried to help the client understand, that some of the differentiation is going to be, hey, are they insured or not? And there's a lot of other little things that make a difference. But that's foremost and most important, or should be, when they're hiring a contractor to come onto their property. Is, what happens if something happens? Who's going to be responsible for this? So, and he appreciated it. So I don't know if we get to work or not. Hopefully we do. But anyway, getting back to professional courtesy, and we're going to move along. Spent more time on it than I really wanted to. But professional courtesy goes a long way to a long-lasting respect, one company to the next. And so for you guys that are new into the business, and new could be 5 years, 10 years, or maybe you've never run into this situation before, but when you do, know how you're going to handle it. It's a weird phone call to make, Daniel. I swear it is, because I've done it multiple times with people, it's a weird phone call to somebody you know when you say, hey, I just want to let you know such and such called us about looking at a property, you know, and I'm pretty sure you guys are taking care of it. So it is a weird phone call to make, but I think it's one that goes a long way toward professionalism and respect for you and your company. You know, it's not like, and that goes back to the saying where, you know, contractors, well, a lot of times will say, well, you stole that account. You know, no, I didn't steal an account. You got to ask yourself, what'd you do to lose it? Why are they shopping? You know, because, you know, if I'm happy with a supplier that I have, you know, I like Stephen West, right? So we buy quite a bit from Stephen West, you know, but I also buy from Mary Jo at Advanced Turf some things too, you know. So you can buy from different people, but you want to leave those bridges open to have that mutual respect for each other that helps you be a better business person. And in the long haul, because like I said, it boils down to, and I've said it twice and I'm going to say it one more time and that's it. But customers are temporary stops, you know, but you being in business hopefully is a long-term venture, and your competitor hopefully is in a long-term venture. And when we do it professionally, it, you know, it's kind of like Turfs Up Radio's motto, right? We're here to elevate and educate the industry. And that's what you're doing when you extend that professional courtesy, is elevate and educate the industry to be more professional and not to be chucking a truck and say, hey, man, I'm just trying to get it done cheaper. You know, maybe cheaper is important. You know, maybe their client has said, hey, man, we're not willing to pay. Now, I know what we do for anybody we work for is we go below our baseline market price, if you will. So there is a little skin in the game for them meaning the contractor that we're working with. And I think that's fair, don't you? Leave them a little meat on the bone.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they spent the money to generate the lead. They spent the time and effort to sell the job. They just need some help on some of the getting some of the services provided. You know, so yeah, we'll share some of that margin that we normally would have, but we didn't have the full expense to gain that account either. You know, customer acquisition cost on that for us would be, you know, almost zero. You know, when we're getting it from, if you're a competitor and we're working with Daniel for an example, and he says, hey man, I got these 10 lawns I need to get sprayed, or 2 lawns, or 50, whatever it is, it doesn't matter the count. You know, I need some help with these. Can you help me? We'll leave a little bit out there for him too. So anyways, let's take a short break. We'll be right back with more Profit Time here. Mike sent me a picture last night. We were on our Profit Circle Zoom meeting, and he was out getting ready to mow a lawn, and I saw his trailer gate, Daniel, and it looked really cool. He had a nice sign on the back and whatnot, and it was a little blurry, so he sent me a clearer picture of it today. And I bring that up for this reason, that for you guys that do not have the back of your vehicles lettered, you need to. Okay? More people are behind you than are ever beside you. Okay? So, Seth, good morning. Appreciate you joining us, my friend. And but Mike sending that made me think of that. And that's something, you know, it's spring. I know a lot of you guys are thinking now that, hey, you're doing door hangers, and you're, you know, doing flyers, maybe mailings, spending money on social media ads, whatever it is. You know, maybe it's a combination of all that. Maybe it's none of it. But one thing you can do is be sure to put a logo on either the back of your truck and or the back of your trailer, you know, because that's where people, you know, more people are going to see your vehicle and your trailer than any other form of advertising and marketing that you're ever going to do. I mean, that's just a statistical fact. So you don't have to believe Wayne on that. You can look it up. I got that from a good resource. Friend of mine that was with True Green. And, that's one reason why. And Mark was with Kimlawn actually before they transformed to True Green, but he was one of their regional managers, and great guy. And when we start getting serious about doing this, and putting multiple vehicles out on the road and whatnot, he said, Wayne, he said, keep those trucks clean. He said, we clean ours at least twice a week. And he said, more people see that than anything. And the reality of it is, soap and water's cheap. It's a little bit of time. Mike said, yeah, and honestly, it's not very expensive, to do. And it's not. Your sign's not going to be expensive. I know some guys say, well, I don't want to have a letter truck or, that teach their own on that. We're not going to talk about that today. We don't have nearly enough time. But the point is, keep your vehicle clean. But when you put the pretty logos on it, right, and you do your sides, you do your doors and maybe, the side rails, don't forget about the back of your truck, okay? Don't forget about the back of your truck and or the back of your trailer, because a lot of people are going to see it. A lot of people are going to see it, and it's a great way to promote yourself out there for sure. So I did want to wrap up with a quick story here. Seth, you're 100% right. Time is money and image is the money maker. That's exactly right. We got the saying here that the image we reflect is the income we can expect. Just that simple. It's the image we reflect is the income we can expect. And that is the reality for any business. And very good point. Very good point there, Seth. So I got that. Actually, I keep it on my desktop right there on my monitor. It's right there. So I see it all the time, every day, because it is that important to us. One thing I wanted to share with you guys real quick is we had somebody get in to Granger last night and set up a fake account, ordered about $900 plus worth of equipment. I had an email this morning when I got in that said, thanks for setting up your account with us. We appreciate it. And your orders be ready for pickup in the morning. That email came through at 12:36 a.m. And I saw that on my email this morning. So I immediately reached out to Granger and said, that wasn't us, cancel that order. And she said, so yeah, she said, we'll just cancel the whole account. I said, that's fine. We just have to set up a new account on our end and do that. So they got it canceled. But my point was this. The idiots that did it were dumb enough to set the order up for pickup. Okay. So rather than just canceling the order, I think what would have been really cool is if they'd just called the police, had the police come over, and when whoever came in to pick up the order, they'd have had them. What would have been wrong with that idea?
Well, I think from the business perspective, it's not. I mean, Granger's a national company.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Past their level of caring.
Yeah. No, that's probably true. I mean,
they get fraud, I'm sure.
All the time.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a fraud department.
Yeah.
They had a fraud department.
Yeah, they're not there to catch anybody. They're just there to make sure they have a good reputation for giving people's money back when it's necessary.
And hoping the equipment. The lady said, did the equipment get delivered? I said, no, it's set for delivery. So anyway, so watch your accounts. But now one thing I did learn though, Granger will evidently open up account without checking credit, because if they did it on mine, I keep my credit locked. So anyway, so they opened up an account without verifying any of that. So I'm not talking bad about Granger. I'm really not. I'm just saying it might be an easy place to get an account set up. I don't know. So anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Daniel, thanks for popping on here with me. As always, I want to thank everybody for all your text and your input on my show today. So many different items we didn't get to, as always. But I do think it was time well spent speaking on professional courtesy, and because that is very important. I mean, respect and professional courtesy goes a long way to your business long-term success and loyalty uh, within the industry and to your customers. I mean, that's the reality of it. Nobody would ever offend me by calling me and saying, hey, Wayne, such and such reached out to me for a proposal. I'm going to go ahead and bid the work, but I just wanted you to know. Hey, that doesn't offend me. No, hell no. That doesn't bother me. I gotta figure out why they're looking. That's what I gotta figure out. Where did we fall short? So with that being said, you guys have a great day. Stay safe. Watch the thunderstorms, different parts of the country. I know Brett was saying tomorrow looks like it could be a pretty hairy day in northern Illinois, up around Chicagoland area and across northern Indiana. So you guys up that way, be careful. And as always, stay tuned to Turfs Up Radio all day long. And remember, profit is not a dirty word.